the announcement of his death. About 3 weeks ago, a whistleblower blew the whistle on the death of the Nigeria Chief of Army Staff. Because as usual, the APC, Ebekebe, denied that Lagbaja was dead. However, the whistleblower doubled down and said, no, he's dead. And if he's not, they should at least make him make a call of, make a video of maybe just 1 minute video or 30 seconds video. That never happened. Or rather, the Nigerian army, the Tifnumbu's illegitimate government, doubled down. They even said, Lagbaja just spoke to Tifnumbu in one of their defenses, right? They declared the whistleblower wanted. They said the guy has been, is wanted for instigating violence in Nigeria, for sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, and so many other, nonsense, just to make it look more like the person was a troublemaker. But he's a whistleblower. He didn't give us the evidence that Lagbaja was dead, but they couldn't give us the evidence that Lagbaja was alive. But the most unexpected happened. They promoted a junior officer to an acting capacity for the position of Lagbaja that was supposed to be on vacation, because that's what the Nigerian army said. Do you know that there are people, there are soldiers that have been killed by terrorists in northern Nigeria, and their family members, they have been killed for years now, for a year, 2 years, and their families still believe that they are fighting Boko Haram in the northeast of Nigeria, because Nigerian army has not notified their family. They always deny, but the truth is that they will always come back to now say, okay, it happened. So over time, a lot of us knows that whenever the government of or the people in government in Nigeria deny something, it is probably true. A lot of us have come to realize that. But do you know that personally, I was hoping that Lagbaja was just so unwell that if we needed a replacement before they will announce that he is now retired. Here you get, I wasn't expecting him to be dead. So now we have to go back to the whistle that the whistleblower blew 3 weeks ago, that Lagbaja was actually dead for the past 3 weeks. And they kept the news away from the Nigerian army or the Nigerian soldiers, so to say, while the top ranking officers knew. Because the whistleblower told us then that some of these guys were already jostling, fighting for Lagbaja's position. So today, the Tifnumbu's regime announced that Lagbaja is dead. No further information, other than just try to kind of like paint a picture of a very a very beautiful soldier, a soldier who fought so many wars, so many battles. And guess what are the battles? The battles of Operation Lafia Dole, Operation Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2, Python Dance 3, Lafia Dole, Lafia Lao, Lafia Kalau, this and that. Is meant to be a general. You know, Nigerian generals, they are generals without any war. In America, even here in the UK, you will see soldiers that will tell you that they've been to, or they have went to for like about 2-3 tours. So I've gone for like I've been to 3 tours to Africa, war where there is actually people who have like fighting war, or I've been to Iraq, I've been to Afghanistan, or I've been to this place, I've been to that place. Nigerian army, Nigerian generals, they are only generals in killing civilians or Yeah, in shooting down the civilians, the people that can't really defend themselves. So they promoted this guy as his replacement, and we are waiting for them to possibly sack some of his supposed seniors. So those who are like the senior of this guy.
Well, I've been part of the security architecture for for like 5-6 years now at the topmost echelon. So I know everything that's happening, and I know what it takes. So what I intend to do is to continue with the philosophy of the Chief of Army Staff, this Nigerian Lagbaja, and give my very best to make sure that I support, in collaboration with other security agencies and sisters agencies, to bring all forms of criminality to barest minimum, and to warn all the criminals out there that, nobody has monopoly of violence besides those of us in uniform. They should be ready to have that.
Nuisance, Lele.
The new nuisance, okay? When you see them, apart from Lagbaja, when you see some of them, they get pot bellies, Nigerian generals. They cannot keep people safe. They cannot protect the country, defend the country. Terrorists or terrorism is a big industry in Nigeria. You see, when somebody like that, when they talk, they're actually referring to those of you who don't get guns, civilians. Because when it comes to actually fighting the terrorists, oh dear, they are worse than the cowards that dictionary describe what is a coward. Cowards. But they can threaten the civilians. You know what happened in Niger State yesterday? I'll tell you. Number one, under these Nigerian generals, Nigeria now have areas where they call, areas called ungoverned areas. Nigerian army, no, they go there at all. They've abandoned the places. They have abandoned them to these terrorists. Ungoverned areas. Niger State alone, out of, like it's almost like a 1/3 of Niger states in Nigeria is controlled by different kind of terrorists. In Sokoto, in Kaduna, in Katsina, even in Kwara State, they have ungoverned areas. In Borno State, sometimes they will tell you that they are overstretched. We are overstretched. That is why we cannot provide security for people there. In Nigeria today, under these Olori Bruku generals, who are so very, very active, you will see them during elections. They will be bringing out all kinds of trucks, armor tanks, everything. You think they are going to war. No, they are there to intimidate the citizens and protect election riggers and all that. Sure, you get. And then if there is a plan, if there's a time for protest, you also see them too. Generals, they are generals, Nigerian army. And they will be threatening civilians, okay? Threatening you, how they will kill you, how they will shoot anybody that try to disobey them, how they will, if you dare us, don't dare us. If you dare us, we'll come for you, They are soldiers that are pretty much like businessmen too. Civilians in uniform. That's who they are. Businessmen. Who are very much, you see, when they make them this kind of generals, it is like a come and chop opportunity. That is why the APC, in particular, they've been able to get away with a lot. They are generals, they are soldiers who cannot actually plan any coup to save Nigeria from these looters, because they themselves, right? What they wanted is just to be given a seat at the table, and they usually get the seat. So the money meant for ammunition, so the money meant for training of officers, so the money meant for the welfare of officers, so this is the money that some of these top generals, that's the money they always share. They are so rich, that the former chief of army staff, Burataye the butcher, was able to buy for himself different properties. I'm talking about like expensive properties in Dubai. Immediately, they said they retired. He quickly dropped the khaki, he put on the agbada, and they gave him appointment to become ambassador to Benin Republic. You see all these ones too. When you see them talk tough, these are a bunch of empty barrels, collaborators, the ruiners and destroyers of Nigeria. But you see that Lagbaja, even though he's dead now, I just didn't expect that it would be treated that way. So in Niger State yesterday, the Boko Haram terrorists, who are still very much active, 9 years after they told you that Boko Haram was coming to what? To crush the terrorists. And then you will never hear anything about terrorism anymore. Today, terrorism in Nigeria is a big, huge industry where these generals and generals, they are generals inside the AC, air-conditioned offices in Abuja. And once in a while, when they want to show off, they will take all their cameramen, and then they will pretend to be going on a surveillance, whatever, to go and visit the soldiers that are barely paid or mostly unpaid. So yesterday in Niger State, the Boko Haram terrorists, they killed 9 farmers and then 1 Chinese, making it 10 victims. When they killed them, they didn't kill them by shooting. No, they beheaded them. And they left the body. And they went away with all the heads. In Zamfara State, the same terrorists kidnapped over 100 people. As you're watching this video now, the Nigerians that are in the hands of Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, ISWAP terrorists, they even have another terrorist in Sokoto, another terror group now. In Sokoto, they said they are more deadlier than the Boko Haram. I can't remember their name. All of this under the nose of the NIA, DSS, Nigerian Army, and some of all these guys who are supposed to actually discover crime before they happen. But the civilians, led by the APC, they've done a tremendous job in ensuring that they give all these stories media blackouts. I no go hear them per se. You will see the flash. After that, it's gone. Nobody talks about them anymore. So when I see them walk about and claim to be this general that, general this, general that, it's actually to me, it feels like an insult to reasonable people's intelligence, right? It's like an insult to say, what exactly is the work of all these guys? Apart from the overstarched uniform and different pictures they upload on social media every now and then. What exactly is their real job? Because now in Nigeria, military appointments is by political connection, so to say. And they are there doing nothing when it comes to we are here to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. No, they are not. They are there to make their own money and walk away. So they denied Lagbaja at the last hour, his own last hour. Today, after this internal coup is already sorted, Tiflumbu replaced him. That's when they now felt like, you know what? Let's now announce that he is dead. I saw Remi Werekwe with his wife visiting the Lagbaja's wife, and I was like, is she in on it as well? Like, your husband is dead for how long now? Did he just die yesterday after they promoted Oluleye, that guy, to replace him? Is that when she now probably now felt like we can tell the children that their dad is dead? This is how evil they are in that contraption. People have also been raising some level of conspiracy theories. Remember the children that Tiflumbu kidnapped for protesting against end bad governance, right? some people are now saying the children that we saw in court, because this is them now, okay, they have been returned back to their states. Others, I mean, some back to Kano, some back to Kaduna, okay. So some of the people are now saying that, are you sure that nobody say they don't release some of these young Boko Haram terrorists too? Because when you go back and look at the images of some of the children we saw that were fainting in court and all that, said they didn't see some of them in the current released images. I was like, but these ones are still like a young kids, because they released 119. So in Kaduna, after these guys are supposed children detained for protesting the end bad governance protest. Okay, so in Kaduna, 38 of them, these 38 were given mobile phones, right, by the government. So it's a little bit confusing. Okay, I have tried myself to get as many, to compare as many images as possible, to be honest, okay, of some of the children we saw in court that day. And I'm going to try and put back on the video of that court appearance. I understand that there are some that were not taken to Abuja, okay? It's like it's not all of them that were taken to Abuja. We still have some of them on trial as we speak, in Borno, Kaduna, and what have you. I'm trying to bring back the clips of these children in court. Sorry if I'm going to probably be giving you another sort of trauma or so. But I don't know. I didn't see some of these faces, right? I didn't see some of these faces in court that day. So I want you to master some of these faces here, okay? And then maybe you will help me. We can do this together. See if you can figure any of these guys, right, in that video. Indeed, though, these ones are still minors. So I believe these ones are also part of those that were kidnapped and taken to Abuja. Or share you get now. No, not like they are too different. So there's this conspiracy theory around it. You get that? So now take a look at that video of those children that day.
When they were detained outside Abuja, to the best of our knowledge, the police did not even bother to get a remand order. So they had already detained them beyond the constitutional period. They now went to court seeking to legalize their illegal.
No, I don't think that's the right one. Okay. So I will come back to that at some point. Okay. Give this a shot. 1 sec. So people believe that they pick up on some of these faces and people kind of automatically believe that, are you sure these were the children we saw in court that day? You know, we can't really trust these guys. I personally don't have any issue because I'm personally kind of like, glad that the children have been returned back to their families. Here you get. Or could there also have been some others? So this is Kaduna, by the way, where they were giving them mobile phones. Somebody asked that why are they giving them mobile phones? I was like, well, they have been treating them very, very well since the expose. Are you with me? Since the time they brought them to court, which caught the attention of the whole world of how evil the APC Ebekebe truly is, right? Give me a second. I'm trying to put up that clip. I didn't put it up earlier. So yeah, here we go.
This is how the children are fainting because of hunger.
Let me go and take the they kept it here. The prosecutor should do their business. How can you arrange children? What help? Sorry. Wait now, Kai. You are not the one to dictate to us now. Kai, say, I'm not good. What kind of I don't know why. What kind of nonsense? For goodness sake. This is so hard. This is so hard.
This can never be the country of problem of Nigeria now.
One day, then somewhere, then give our money. They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have money. One day, somewhere, then give our money. These people we are just 90-something years. Like something like 6 days. Like 6 days. That's what is doing. My case is different than my childhood.
Hello. Please, maybe the recording can just stop for now, please. Let's just take a position and see what will happen.
They don't even have school fees. They don't have any. They don't even have
What they say when they give our money back their account?
These people we are just 90-something years. Like something like 6 days. Like 6 days. That's what the students say. My case is different than my childhood.
Then if you turn around and then look at all these other faces, right? Okay, I will leave that for now. Let's go further. In Nigeria, there is, David Lammy, I don't know if he's still there or if he's left, who happened to be the Labour government secretary, foreign officer secretary, so to say. It's like the foreign affairs minister for the UK, who was in Nigeria for the past 2-3 days. and he met with Tifnumbu, just as he also met with Sonweiku. He also met with Tugat, the Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs. And
It's on my desk and yes. I'll pretend that I'm the Lagos government.
so to them, Nigeria is a long time partner. And after meeting with the drug baron, Tifnumbu, he granted a presser. First, Tugat, and then Lamy.
Of the United Kingdom, esteemed members of the UK delegation, directors, senior officials, ladies and gentlemen of the press, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is my distinct pleasure to welcome the Right Honorable David Lammy, Foreign Secretary of the United Kingdom, on this significant occasion, his first official visit to Nigeria and to Africa in his current role. This visit marks an important milestone in the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and the United Kingdom, a relationship rooted in shared history and mutual respect. This historic visit underscores our commitment to enhancing our bilateral relations and strengthening our cooperation on shared priorities. I am pleased to announce today the establishment of a strategic partnership between our two countries, which will facilitate greater collaboration through 6 key pillars: growth and jobs, enhanced national security cooperation, ensuring the safety, security, and dignity of our citizens, strengthening our international cooperation, a modernized development partnership, and sustained people-to-people links. Our partnership with the United Kingdom will help Nigeria to achieve key objectives and priorities outlined in the Tinubu Doctrine of 4D diplomacy and the administration's 8-point agenda. By advancing our economic ties through investments and trade, we can unlock substantial growth for both nations. As we formalize our strategic partnership, this visit serves as a testament to the strength of the Nigeria-UK relations, representing a solid foundation for a renewed relationship based on respect, equality, and mutual interest. We welcome this new chapter of our relationship, knowing that by tapping into the strengths of our peoples, we can achieve greater prosperity and security for both our great nations, as well as a safer and more stable world. I thank you very much.
Now, the foreign policies of these countries, like the United Kingdom, United States, they are not in the interest of the people, especially for Africa. They are not in the interest of the people in Africa. And that is why they will mingle with election riggers, dictators, coup plotters, and the rest. As long as their own interest is protected, their people can be subjected to the most inhumane treatment ever, the same that can never repeat itself here. Their institutions in Africa can be so compromised and destroyed, they don't care. What really matters, and it doesn't matter the color of the skin of that person representing any of these countries. What really matters to them is their own interest. Okay? The Foreign Office of the UK, or UK Foreign Office, where you have the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, is there to continue the tradition of criminality, the tradition of exploitation, the tradition of corruption that existed between the UK and Nigeria and the ruiners of Nigeria. Their cooperation doesn't include, right, forcing the hands of the criminals in Nigeria to do right by their people. What they come around to do is to come and, sort of double check or verify. Should we use to confirm that whatever exploitation that is going on, the exploitation of our people there that is going on remains. And this is what they call the bilateral relationship. A British national, Nnamdi Kanu, has been in detention illegally in Nigeria. And the Foreign Office in the UK, they've repeatedly pretended, is either they will pretend that it is not happening or it doesn't really exist, or better still, they will tell you how incapacitated they are, how powerless they are. Everything else they wanted from that contraption, they always get. I don't know if any of you knows that the UK government have a special fund for the criminal police in Nigeria. I don't know if you know that. In fact, for years, UK government, the UK Foreign Office, they've made funds available, right, for the notorious, murderous SARS in Nigeria, including the training. In fact, they were paying the salaries of the SARS officers in Nigeria. SARS officers who are killing people, basically killing people in Nigeria, kidnapping people in Nigeria. Their salaries at some point were not being paid by Nigeria. It was UK government that was paying them. Yeah, you heard me right. Equipment, which is weapons, trainings, and even salaries of this murderous police elite group called SARS in Nigeria. And despite all of the recorded atrocities of SARS, the UK government never cut funding of SARS until Boko Haram now sort of changed name, and they changed them to, is it called SAC or something? They gave them another name. And up till now, there is no word from the UK government on the atrocities of SARS in Nigeria. Here is what David Lammy said after Tugat.
I'm here to listen very much, not to tell. I'm here to support long-term growth, not offer short-term fixes. And I'm here to forge a genuine partnership based on mutual respect. The last Labour government that was headed by Tony Blair and Gordon Brown had a very deep and sincere commitment to the continent of Africa, but that was over 20 years ago. And today it falls to this new government led by Keir Starmer and supported by myself to renew that partnership, looking at the challenges today. And the challenges today are about growth, seizing the opportunities and the vibrancy that exists here in this wonderful continent and certainly in this wonderful country. And that's why I wanted to strike a new tone from the outset. We've agreed a new UK-Nigeria strategic partnership. This is the first time that the United Kingdom and Nigeria have chosen to elevate our bilateral relationship to such a strategic level. It's an overarching framework for our relationship, covering the breadth of things that we do together, from growth and jobs to national security issues, to tackling the climate and nature crisis, to strengthening our terrific people-to-people ties with so many Nigerians, part of the diaspora, knowing the United Kingdom also as their home and with extended family in the United Kingdom. And in a volatile world, I believe that we will cement our historic friendship with Nigeria that enables us to pursue shared goals together. Nigeria is the first country I've visited in Africa as Foreign Secretary because of the importance I place on our relationship. This includes, of course, the people-to-people. Many people, I've grown up with many Nigerians in the North London constituency of Tottenham that I represent, but the potential also to increase our trade over time and our shared Commonwealth membership and our cooperation on international security issues. My short time here in Lagos and Abuja have reinforced my belief in the strength of our connections. I've seen the vibrancy of our artistic connections at ArtX in Lagos. I've had a sense of the huge creativity, the artistic hub that this country has become. I've discussed how together British and Nigerian businesses will drive economic growth for both of our nations and how we can leverage the City of London for more equity, more capital for Nigerian big business. And I've seen investment in Nigeria, how investment can support cleaner and greener, cheaper energy at a time when there are many Nigerians excluded from having energy at all. And I want to thank President Tinubu and Foreign Minister Tuga once again for their very warm welcome, for the partnership that I think we're already forging. And I hope that we'll be able to reciprocate this visit to London and the UK in the very near future. Thank you.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
Because you know something, he's not there to promote any bilateral trade or bilateral whatever nonsense. He's just there to further what is called what I believe is the exploitation of the contraption. If they were there for bilateral this or that, it will be making announcements. Announcements like, we have brought to this, I've brought with me interested investors. Here you get. It says something about they are interested in Nigeria's artistic, exploit. Yeah, like that. No. What they are interested in is what can they take from that contraption that will benefit the United Kingdom. Your crude oil, okay. Gas, okay. Maybe human capital exploitation as well. But did they bring anything into Nigeria? Like, oh yeah, I came here with an investment of over 10 billion pounds sterling from this, from that, who are here to invest in this sector, in that sector. They don't go to Africa with that. No. They get red carpets in Africa, wherever they go in Africa, so that they can go into the inner room and have a chat with the politicians there and talk about, at least if they still have any businesses there, to kind of come around and say, well, we are here because, for example, I'm just using this as an example now. When Shell used to still be in Nigeria before they sold their stake, right? Okay, we are here because Shell is interested in so oil block, and the UK government wants us to come and kind of smoothen the whole arrangement. Would you please make me meet the or better still, there to sell you more weapons? Because anything from that, I mean, apart from that, you can't really pinpoint what exactly is that bilateral agreement that they are bringing in. Because if somebody like a foreigner from the foreign office, foreign secretary visits your country, probably is there, is supposed to be there with some investment, because that's what you need. That is what Nigeria needs. How many London businesses are finding different sectors in Nigeria to invest in? How many of them did travel with David to Nigeria? How many? But you will see him with the embassy staff, where their own job is to continue to exploit you, promise you visa that you will never get, pay them visa fee, pay that fee, make all that money, denying you all the visa, never refund you any of that money, then ship the money back to the UK. Exploit them for as much as you can. There's nothing they're adding to you, nothing. Well, maybe for the political class, they can have a relationship that will make it their, shipping their loot out of Nigeria pretty much smoother. David met with the druggy Ifnumbu, an international drug dealer, certificate forger, election rigger with the worst human rights record, a human rights abuser, something they can't try here in the UK, talk less of them getting away with it. They can't. They are there to further give back into wood their police, to further, to keep brutalizing you. So to say, I tried, because I actually checked everything, that all his activities, except for the areas where he was meeting all these criminal politicians and then, having photo shoots with them and all of that stuff. There is actually no real investment he brought with him coming to Nigeria. Nothing. It didn't bring anything. But he got all the amazing welcome arrangement. He was able to even meet with your president, the drug dealer. Because we just spoke about the UK now, let's go to the America. The Donald Trump's win is now being considered as the greatest political comeback ever. And just like the UK, America has nothing good in stock for you in Nigeria or Africa per se. We've had different kind of mixed feelings, so to say, like different feelings, reactions to what Donald Trump's comeback would be like. I have my own hypothesis too. We have had, in America, the way I have actually studied them, you see the Democrats that I kind of love to call the demonic rats, evil people, so to say. Sorry if you're a Democrat watching this broadcast. I hope you don't take this personal, and if you have to take it personal as well, well, so be it. Take it wherever personal you want to, okay? The emergence of APC, Egbekegbe, in Nigeria, the destruction of of the Sahel region, starting from Libya, orchestrated by this evil Democrat of America, led by Barack Obama, will remain and continue to leave a destructive mark in the history and the lives of everyone who has become a victim of that, of that Libya invasion, to what's led to the invasion of Nigeria political space, the interference in Nigerian politics, the destruction of Nigeria, which gave birth to this APC, Egbekegbe, and to whatever we are dealing with today. Normally, we all agree that American foreign policy, especially to Africa, is the same, whether it is Democrats or Republican and all of that. It is an easy sort of escapist argument, so to say. But the effect of what the Democrats did to some of these African countries, their CIA, their other, what do they call them again? I think they have a name, not states also, no. They have a name for this particular group of evil people, whose agenda is either planning coup in Africa, right? Disrupting any kind of a good governance anywhere in Africa, or destroying their economy. We call them the economic, economic hitmen, where different people that they have a compromise on are being either used to destabilize their countries, or they are being, used to actually take power in their different countries. That will further, as further kept most part of Africa totally in ruins, especially Nigeria. To an American, to a Nigerian, probably a Nigerian living in America, Donald Trump win probably means something else to him. And that is your own cup of tea. That's your business. It's not my business, okay? But what does the comeback of Donald Trump means for a country like Nigeria and so many other countries that the demonic rats have done so well to alter their their progress, their growth, and their safety? It means one thing. Simply means that for now, those somebody like Anthony Blinken that has been like flying everywhere, all right, dropping dropping their evil their evil fruits all over the place, right? It will end up disappearing, that you won't see him again. Some of them as well, who have been possibly planted in Africa with somebody like Trump, they would actually have to find either disappear forever as well, or even end up in jail, so to say, with what they have done, in and out of the America and all that. American Democrats alter the progress of Nigeria, and that is unforgivable. I've had people who have come here and have said that they didn't force people to rig your election. They didn't force you to vote for APC and the rest of that. It's very easy to say. In fact, it is kind of very much like a pedestrian. But to those of us who actually knows better, especially using the instruments of their state, their country, the powerful America, to spread that intimidation that eventually culminated into the emergence of APC, and to the damages and ruins that APC have caused to Nigerians and the generations. In fact, generations that are yet unborn that are going to meet all of this. Their actions are always unforgivable. Donald Trump is somebody who is more interested in America. And that's good for people like me when you talk about their foreign policies, so to say. Is someone who is likely, just put that word, who is likely not going to give a damn about, who is your president or who is not your president, so to say. So we have had the interference of, America in our lives and in our economy. In fact, in the division that we have witnessed as a people up to this point, the negligence, the encouragement, the enablement of the evil people. America usually presents itself as the police of the world. They are the people who can arrest any bad behavior, until a lot of us now grew up to realize that that is actually not true. Yeah, they protect their interests as much as you would say. When the people of Nigeria Republic, when they've had enough of one of the American puppets, who was their president, a man that boldly rigged an election, right? Jailed his own oppositions. Bazoum got removed by his own security men. America did everything. Demonic rat, they did everything to get him reinstated. To the point that the drug dealer, the Chicago heroin trafficker, that is now the president of Nigeria, was blackmailed. I can use the word blackmail, was blackmailed into almost starting a war with this neighboring country that we had no issue with, we had no problem with. People mobilized Nigerian army, Nigerian soldiers, mobilized the equipment, moved them to Sokoto. It was ready to attack Nigeria Republic, break Bazoum out of prison, and reinstate him for them, for America. This was after America has made the move. America, France, after they've made the move to force the hand of the junta in Niger Republic to free Bazoum and return him to power. After they failed, they went to Nigeria to blackmail the heroin trafficker, the man that when it was needed most, America knows that this evil Democrat, they know that, they should know that with the population of Nigeria, if anything should implode in Nigeria, the rest of, not just West Africa, the rest of Africa, including this Europe, they will feel it. They know that. But they didn't care. They allowed a drug baron, heroin trafficker, whose record was supposed to be unsealed at the time, where America could actually have used their own position, right? Just like they did to Goodluck Jonathan. They could have prevented this disaster happening. Or rather, they decided to milk it. They protected the drug baron, heroin trafficker, steal his documents, steal his files, and then stayed aloof for him to overrun the entire system of Nigeria so that they can blackmail him later. Or because of gas from the Creek of Niger Delta, or because of the gas, the crude, that they wanted to lay pipeline from Nigeria that's going to run through this desert of Sahel, Niger, and all these places, and then straight to where? To Europe. They didn't give a damn about the lives of millions of people that this drug dealer, this drug heroin trafficker, Tiknumbu, whose life is going to ruin. They didn't care. They were okay with election riggers. They were fine with a bunch of criminals in this part of Africa, as long as they will allow them to what? To pump away their resources unchallenged. So Niger Republic was, or the coup in Niger Republic was like a hiccup. That if they had to kind of use their might to jump to Niger Republic and then kill the junta there and reinstate Bazoum, the whole world will probably tag them for who they are. So they decided to use the compromise on Tifnumbu to go and start a war with a country that have been more or less like Nigeria's cousin, neighbor for decades. He was willing to do it. He was going to do it. That's how evil these people are. When they attack Libya and they destroyed Libya, today, Libya has not recovered and will never recover. Libya happened to be one of the best countries in Africa. Yeah, led by a dictator too, but it was not the kind of dictator they wanted. They destroyed Libya and then escalated the act of terrorism in the entire Sahel, where Nigerians have lost over 70,000 lives. America have all it takes to probably, I believe, they have all it takes to probably end the terrorism in the Sahel, that the proliferation of small and then small arms and all these weapons that are now pervading the entire space of Nigeria today. The terrorism that has become headquartered in Nigeria today wouldn't have happened if they did not destroy Libya. They did, well, and they continue to milk it. They went on to bring in and support a group of terrorists, APC, Egbekegbe, to help them further destroy an economy that was over $600 billion at the time, to what is now partly $190 billion economy. The people have become more poorer. So I don't think a Donald Trump in this regard will ever be kind of like close to what's evil these people represented. His own is that America first, America this, America that. Oh, he's a racist. Well, he's going to deport immigrants. Stay in your country then. Because that's the point, by the way. Okay? The people that wanted the brain drain from Africa, yeah, let's kind of take all their best and leave all the trash to continue to destroy the place. Stay and deal with your dictators, with your criminal government. Stay there. It's unfortunate that they've done this, and we may never possibly recover from it, ever. So Donald Trump that was there for 4 years, who himself doesn't give a damn about you. He doesn't really give a damn about us there too. Or possibly won't be in bed with those who want us possibly killed and, further destroyed, like this fake demonic rats have done to us. They make it look like if you are a black person, you automatically actually hold them your existence. When in return, they are in bed with those who actually want us dead. So, if for the next 4 years, we are not going to have all these evil CIA, evil FBI, and the rest of them looking around, encouraging and enabling the dictators in Africa, especially those ones in Nigeria. If they can actually stay away for that, for the next 4 years, who knows? Maybe when you set the whole place ablaze, I'm talking about the entire establishment, they likely won't have the kind of duplicitous support they have had with these evil demonic rats. Because that's the way I see them. Bukwari slaughtered and has been slaughtering people. He was slaughtering people. And guess what? It's none of America's business. Rather, they always get that red carpet from them. Always. You would expect them and be like, man, if you guys are Democrats, you should speak out. You should actually use your position to shut these guys down. No, they won't. They didn't. They told them in America to seal the file of a drug dealer. Here we are today. Yeah, some of you believe that nothing will change. I agree, but there is going to be some changes. There is changes, right? Donald Trump, whether you call him a racist, whether you call him somebody who doesn't like, it's obvious. If you see that, he doesn't like you, he is better than those who pretended to like you, but they are destroying you. Isn't that better? I'm just kind of using the word of some of you who are like regular viewers of their mainstream media deal. Here you get their CNN and all of these liberal platforms. Let's assume that Donald Trump doesn't like Africans. Is that not better for you to know that this person don't like us? I'm just using your own thing. I'm not saying he doesn't. Let's assume that he doesn't, as they have presented him to you. Is that not better than for you to actually have the ones that are smiling, but they are doing everything to actually destroy you? They are interested in gagging you on every platform, which is, most of them are theirs. If there is a way they want you to talk, there's a way they want you to actually be expressing yourself. And if you don't, then you have to be deplatformed. If you don't agree with us, we deplatform you. Or if you don't agree with us, then we arrange and get you killed. But we are better. We are not racist. Is it not better to actually deal that way and know that, okay, yeah, you know what, he doesn't like us, so then we don't like him too? Eh? And to have people that you'll be like shouting, America, come and help us. Meanwhile, they're actually the ones behind your problems. They go about behind the scene and the rest of that to shield murderous people, economic saboteurs. They call them economic hitmen. The people that are willing and ready to throw their people under the bus, kill them. They in Kenya, for example, Ruto killed his own citizens because of IMF, World Bank. He made people disappear. But he's a welcome guest in Washington. Bokwari killed his own people, made people disappear. Is a welcome guest in Washington. So, but we're supposed to actually be like loving them and liking them. Everywhere they will do everything to make sure that if you don't follow what we say, then we'll kill you, or we'll deplatform you, we'll destroy you. That's who they are. That's not what it should be. It never used to be like that, though. As much as you're like America's interest first and all of that, yeah, it never used to be like the way it has now become. So that is why, what does Donald Trump's win means for you? It simply means that the same people who lied to you that, those who told you that he would deport immigrants or he won't give you visa. How many visa Joe Biden don't give you now to go to America? How many? And how much have they made from you? Especially now that you have become so desperate, looking for visa to leave Nigeria. How many of you have they scammed? Because it's pure scam. If you apply for visa, despite all those charges, and they are not giving you their visa, they should give you your money back. Say, sorry, you didn't pass, take your money back. Or rather, they have seen the desperate people, millions of them. We can milk them until we are done. So the point I'm trying to make here is this. Yeah, we all agree that their intention is not noble to us. And somehow, our criminals are in bed with them to sell us off. So if anybody is now kind of making you feel like the world is going to end because of Donald Trump, they are still playing on your intelligence and your gullibility too. They are as evil as they come. So if you now kind of have to compare someone who is pretty much obvious and say, I don't give a damn about you, and those who pretended to give a damn about you, but they are actually what? They are installing puppets that they can use compromise on. Economic hitmen. Yeah? So which one would you actually probably like prefer? Not prefer per se. Which of them would you look at and say, well, you know what? It's a lose-lose game, you say. Eh? So it's not going to be the end of the world, except when you die. Eh? It's not going to be the end of the world. Donald Trump that calls Nigeria shithole, some African countries shithole, is being honest, is it? I mean, is it not? He's being honest. But the ones who didn't call us shithole, they are covering drug dealers. They are covering treasury looters. And because they can use them to further decimate us, impoverish us. So it's not the end of the world in this regard. So again, it's a different ball game. So those of you who are like in America, now go deal with Trump and whatever it is for you in America. So your view about him in America is legit. That is your America. So this is us who have become the victims of the supposed good people the ones that are not racist, the ones that are not other things they call Trump. What have they been to us? They destroyed us. They destroyed our land. And they continue to destroy our environment too. They don't care. So if they now turn around and be like, oh, we are surprised that some Africans are like, I don't know why some Africans are liking Trump. To hell with you. And that's your gaslighting. To hell with you. Who are you trying to gaslight? The ones that are not racist, the ones that are pretentious that they are not racist to us, the ones that pretended that they kind of love Africa, look at what they have done to us. Huh? So what are you going to actually lose? Donald Trump sold their Tucano jets to Bokwari, then told him that they cannot use any of those jets in the eastern part of Nigeria. Sleepy Joe Biden came in. They lifted that kind of a coverage on it. And guess what? They started using their Tucano jet in Olu, bombing civilians. Something that should have come with consequences. And they are going about trying to force us to begin to eat plastic. I mean, the Gates and his own people. So yeah, the Americans that they told you that it's going to be, what's that called again? It's going to be Armageddon. I probably just, wish you what you wish yourself, because majority of Americans want him, they've chosen him, they've seen through all lies and the rest of that. But that's your own, it's your own dealing. But for those of us who come from that place, looking at the collaboration between this country, UK, as well as America, in exploiting our people, impoverishing them, right? Use and dump. We can't wish them well per se. Put it that way. But there is a chance. That chance of this Donald Trump is that if tomorrow, Donald decided to go after your criminal government, whether it is in Nigeria or any part of West African countries and also some of these countries, right? You are likely not going to meet any form of resistance. Yeah, you're likely not going to. Because those who have made Africa their base, where they have done everything to undermine your progress, undermine your economic progress and the rest, most of them, they will be sacked from Washington. The moment Donald Trump takes office, he's got his own stone to grind with them. Yeah. Some of them are going to jail. Some of them are probably going to just disappear as well. They've dealt with him, and they believe that his coming back is going to probably be that of revenge. And then rightly so, yeah. Those of us who are following this, the international politics as well, are likely going to also have less war. And less war means that, what do you call it? Some of those who are instigating all these crises all over the world, CIA this, FBI that, and some of these, their secret, criminal organizations too. Majority of them won't have the resources, not just that, they probably won't even have the chance of instigating all this war. Then maybe that's also going to be like no third world war. And that is a breath of a fresh air. We can possibly see to the end of the killings in Gaza, Israel versus, Gaza also, and all this escalating crisis all over the place. Because those who are like real warmongers in Washington, they are not probably going to get the go ahead, like the green light, like they did under these guys. Because that's the reality. Doesn't mean that the people will still kill themselves, so they will still be like, bombing here and there. Yeah, But you see the level at which the whole world is going right now, where everybody is going crazy, going mad everywhere, like crisis left, right, and center, Russia, Ukraine, and all this stuff. Maybe we can have a breather. This was supposed to be the progressives. The people that are actually like, but no, they are not. It's what they did to Africa, what they did in Libya, what they did to Nigeria, what they are doing in Kenya, what they did in Ghana, what they did in some of these countries, Papa. They can be gone for good. So if any chance, any eruption happens anywhere now, any eruption happens, the likes of Tiknumbu, they may not actually have it so good. Yeah, they may not. That is why everybody should probably be more alerted. I'll leave it at that. Talking about exploitation. The people of the Rivers State, there's this activist from Rivers who said that some people lost out of power, and then they decided to use the judiciary, the corrupt judiciary in Nigeria, to stop the allocation of Rivers States. Is a clear call for anarchy, because if over 40% of the crude oil that Nigeria is making money from comes from Rivers State, and then somebody somewhere, some group of lunatics loyal to with a wicked decided to use the corrupt judiciary to stop the allocation, right? Then they can also stop the oil flow. I'll play that for you as a break.
Secondly, to challenge that the federal government or the court or CBN or even the president should stop giving allocation to a state government is an anomaly, because Nigeria is a federation. We have the federating unit. There is no way you can stop governance. There is no way a court can stop governance. It's like asking somebody not to breathe air. Okay, now you stop River State allocation. What happens to the civil servants? What happens to contractors that work for state government? What happens to citizens, hospitals, schools? Because it's from the federation account that they pay teachers. They run the school, they run hospital, they run several other things. Asking the CBN not to release allocation is asking us not to breathe air. The court ab initio ought to declare jurisdiction, because there's no way you can ask a man not to breathe air. There's no way you can stop governance for any of the federating unit. You are denying them of their life. You are denying them of their livelihood. Or the court ought to not to entertain that matter ab initio. Nigerian constitution says if you defect, you are elected into the House of Assembly with a platform PDP. The constitution says if you defect, you cease to exist. You lose your seat. By the mere fact that they have defected, they have already lost their seat. How do you go and present a budget to a man that is not a member of House of Assembly? The fact that they defected does not mean the non-existence of the House of Assembly. The remainder of the persons there, even if there are two, must continue to legislate for the state until such a time that INEC conduct election to fill the vacant position. Going further, there is no way. This is the 11th month of the year. The budget is already exhausted. The governor is in the mood of presenting the 2025 budget. If you present the budget today to non-existent house, assuming they're not conceding, they present the budget to them. When will they pass the budget? Before we begin to talk about the implementation. That is why I don't want to criticize the court or the judges. The judges ought to put national interest ahead of whatever decisions they are making. This decision, this judgment I'm giving, how does it affect our national security, our national interest? You don't just sit down in Abuja and give a judgment, knowing that that judgment, okay, this judgment she has given cannot be implemented in any way. It's unimplementable, it cannot be implemented. Because the matters Maiyegun is talking about, they are no longer members of the House. And the budget cannot be presented to persons that are not members of the House. The governor is mandated by the Constitution to present budget to the Rivers State House of Assembly, not members that are not members of the State House of Assembly. The foundation the Abdul Malik used in this matter is wrong, and it cannot stand. It can't stand.
How do you react to that?
The court, maybe that lady doesn't live in Nigeria. Maybe she live in the sky, that judge. If the judge live in Nigeria, she should have known that Martin Samehule and co defected. They defected on the floor of the house. Martin Samehule read defection letters. Tony Okocha, acting APC chairman, then received them at Polo Club. When President Tinubu mediated on River State matter, President Tinubu said they have gotten new children, that it should no longer be an issue for negotiation. They equally swore affidavit in an Abuja High Court to protect their seat. Abdul Malik, I think she lives in the heaven, not in Nigeria. No, every Nigerian know that Martins and co defected.
As a lawmaker emeritus, what is the process of decamping from one party to the other, to another?
I was in the House of Assembly for 8 years. The process, if a member wants to decamp from his party to another party, you write a letter to the Speaker of the House. The Speaker reads the letter. Martin Samehule and co. Martins was Speaker. Other members of the House wrote letter to Martin Samehule, which he read. It's not about anybody going to his unit or ward or changing that. A lawmaker writes to the Speaker. The Speaker reads the letter on the floor of the House. That's the beginning and the end of defection of a lawmaker. The issue of INEC dilly-dallying in this instant case, that brings us back to the politics of the state and politics of Nigeria. You see, what is happening in Nigeria today is that deliberately the APC government has killed every institution of the country. INEC today is not the INEC that should serve Nigerians. It's an INEC that serves individual interests of the APC. If the INEC is serving the interests of Nigerians, they should have conducted election in this state. 2, I said APC have destroyed institutions in this country. Look at the police. The IGP has retired. Why not allow him to go and the next man takes over? You simply allow the IGP to stay. That has not been the standard practice. Look at the army today. The army chief is incapacitated. Instead of you to appoint a new army chief, you are now doing caretaker, because perhaps maybe you are not interested in the 2 IC that should have taken over. Instead of doing caretaker, why not go ahead to do a fresh appointment? Meanwhile, they are busy telling us here that caretaker at the local government is not allowed. But at the federal level, and in an institution like the army, Nigerian army, you are doing caretaker. Where in the world do you see caretaker in the army hierarchy? You see, they have destroyed the institutions of Nigeria, including INEC. If INEC is serving Nigerians, serving Rivers people, serving our citizens, they should have conducted election into the vacancies. But because they are serving the APC government, they cannot conduct the election. They can't. Till 2027, they won't be able to conduct this election. As to Wike, I have said this severally and I will continue to say it. You said you are a popular politician. You are very popular. Why not go and float a political party so that Nigerians can see your popularity, so that we can test your popularity in an election? Martin Samehule and co said they are popular. They are very popular. They have acceptability in the state. Why not go into an election and see if Rivers people from their various constituencies will return them? What Wike is simply doing here is like the story of the Bible, the Sadducees, the Pharisees, and the Sanhedrin. They are not willing to go to heaven. They are also stopping others from not going. Wike had opportunity to develop Rivers State for 8 years. Wike didn't develop Rivers State. We have a new sheriff in town. Seminala Ifobara is here. Why not Wike allow him to do the things he failed to do? Wike couldn't develop the state. Today is stopping sin. My advice to them is that Nigeria is a sovereign nation. Nigeria must continue to exist. No matter the trouble, no matter the disaster they call today, Rivers State has come to stay. It's a federating unit. Rivers State has come to stay. Nobody can stop governance in the state. Not even Wiki, not even anybody. Rivers State is one of the federating units. Rivers State contributes a lot to the center. If you deny Rivers State monthly allocation, are you also going to stop the contribution Rivers State makes to the center? If you stop allocations.
So that's where we're coming to. That's where he clearly stated that, okay, if you stop the allocation, which is actually what a share of what you take from here too, okay? Because it's generally believed that River State and their oil is part of what you are earning as your own revenue, so to say. So if you take oil from us, and then you are saying that because of one quarter, you are not going to give us what is due to us, then we can stop you from taking the oil then, and then you don't have to worry of giving us anything then. You know? May I quickly answer you before I continue with that guy, because he said a lot too. I'm going to share the other part of that chat. I think somebody picked, you picked on what I said about America and Israel and all that. Okay. See, let me tell you something. I personally know that the Americans and then the Israel, their arrangement is something that is pretty much like, you know, we never change. In fact, maybe the only war that we are likely going to see is going to be that of Israel and Iran. However that plays out, here you get. But don't get it wrong in this regard. When the demonic rats, when Obama's White House was introduced to Bukwari, everybody knows that Bukwari is such a useless Islamic fanatic that he's got no allegiance to anyone but just to himself and his belief. That is different. So when Donald Trump came in and he was to sell weapons to Bukwari, he even praised him. When Bukwari suspended Twitter in Nigeria, he gave him credit. He said, well done. Do you know why he did that? Because he is Trump. Sometimes when he, you know, he is Trump, and he's so kind of so real, in my own opinion, that it was around the time that this same demonic rat unleashed not just the media, but they removed the president of the United States of America from Twitter. And everybody felt like it was okay. It was normal because of mean tweet or because of the way, because of all the things he's saying. President of the United States of America. Removed him from Twitter, from a platform. You deplatform the president of the United States. So he can be petty like that. For those who know Trump very well, he can be very petty. And it's, you know, it's sort of to his mind is not somebody who is, you know, shady or dubious enough to, you know, a liar like that, a pretender. He's not a pretender. Like all these fakeless Obamas and co, these evil guys. They deplatformed him. So when he heard that Bukwari, a dictator, wanted to come and buy weapons, of over $500 million from them, he praised him. He said, well done, Charade. Remove your Twitter from Nigeria. And a lot of people still use that today and say, Donald Trump, that period. And yeah, don't just say he praised Bukwari. Tell the whole story. They said because he tweeted mean tweets. Because some people are like they couldn't really take it. Okay, so Donald Trump, the way he tweeted, It makes them so like, you know, they are always there, snowflakes, crying every now and then like that. But you see what happened after. So yeah, but the difference here is this. Bokwari no get any connection to the Democrat. It was introduced to Obama by the same Tinubu because Tinubu has been a long time donor to the Democrats in America. Yeah, he always gave them a lot of money. There are many people like that. Peter Obi is also a Democrat. He always donates money to them too. Shure is also a Democrat. I don't know if he donates money to them as well. They are all Democrat supporters. So even until yesterday or until today, Tinubu and his gang, they were still rooting for Kamala Harris. And you know, Donald Trump is a very petty person. That is why I said that the likes of Tinubu won't be protected. Oh, we didn't take money from him. Or we didn't give him red carpet. Of course, he will do that. Or protect him. When I say protect, I mean all the rubbish that Bokwari got away with, Tinubu won't. And you don't have to believe me. Just wait for it to play out, okay? Let it play out. Let's continue with that guy.
Collecting the oil from here. Because what you sit at Abuja to share is what you got from the state and the local government. It's because we are not running a true federation. If it is a country that runs a true federation, nobody will be talking about stopping allocation or not stopping allocation. It's the state that should be talking about stopping allocation. Because what goes to the center comes from the state. The wicked realized that River State, that he cannot destroy the country. He cannot destroy the state. He cannot also stop sin. He cannot also stop sin from running a second term. These are issues that has to do with River State. Going further, we should realize that a single man cannot make a governor. A single man can make a governor. If you assist a man to secure the ticket of a political party, there is a general election where the people come out to vote. If you have assisted him to secure PDP ticket, are you the same person that voted? He has a single vote. But it seemed won by Rivers' vote. Going further, you can't destroy your own house. Wike is busy destroying his own house, which is PDP. By 2027, Wike will have no home. Wike and co will have no home because he's busy destroying his home. But God forbid, Wike will not be able to destroy PDP because PDP is not his party. He didn't form PDP. He didn't contribute. He wasn't there when PDP was formed. Eminent Nigerians came together, made sacrifice to form PDP. PDP has come to stay. Wike will come and go. PDP will be there. The earlier he realized all these things, the better for him. He's an individual. One day the masquerade will vacate the same. It's like we now today. If you go to market, you can't remain in the market forever. One day you must leave the market. At a point in time, you will leave the market. Wike will not be here forever. Whether Wike or no Wike, PDP has come to stay. Whether Wike or no Wike, River State has come to stay. Whether Wike or no Wike, Sim has come to stay. Whether Wike or no Wike, Sim have the constitutional right to run for a second term. And it is in the hands of Rivers people to determine what happens in 2027, not Wike. Most importantly, Wike should know that he's a single man. He cannot change the hand of time. He cannot determine the fate of over 5 million Rivers people. It is Rivers people that can determine his fate. The earlier he realizes all these things, the better for him. As to Martin Samehule, the game is over, the game is over. Look at their character. Look at what they say each day. Follow up. These are not the character that should make law for River State. The earlier Martin Samehule realized that he has lost his seat and co. The better for them. They can't return to the River State House of Assembly through the back door. We elected them from various constituencies to the State House of Assembly. But they made the decision they made there without consulting their constituents. And because they have left, they can't use through the back door to come back to that same house. They should be prepared for election, if not now, in 2027. There is no room for what they are doing. Well, Nigeria, to the other governors of the country, The best they can do is to prevail on Wike. But you know Wike doesn't respect anybody, including God. Wike believes only in himself. Even if the president talks, Wike won't even take. But the governor should realize that what is happening here may snowball into their various states. So they should devise means of ensuring that the crisis that is happening here do not leave the shores of Rivers State. Because if it happens in most of their states, they will not be able to contain it. Let them come together as governors of the Federal Republic and see how to stop it, to put a stop to this injustice that is going on in Rivers State. The earlier, the better for all of us.
How do you react to the scrapping of the Niger Delta Ministry, and what impact will it have on the Niger Delta?
Well, ab initio, I don't support the Niger Delta Ministry. Ab initio, I don't support it, and my reasons are clear. You don't create a ministry for a small group of people. Nigeria will have 6 regions. If you create ministry for Niger Delta, it implies that ministries can be created for the West, for the East, North Central, etc. Ab initio, I don't support it. Even the president creating the Ministry of Regional, Ministry of Regional something today, I don't even key into that vision. It won't help. We need transparency at the presidential level, at the presidency. We need transparency at the National Assembly. We need transparency at the various strata.
Everywhere and everywhere. He said a lot. But because of that hiccup we suffered from the beginning of the chart, so I'm just going to kind of like, hold it there. I personally, I really do wish and hope that Wike will remain unhinged. Wike will continue to play God, and Tinubu says CBN and the rest of them, they will withhold the Rivers State allocation. Let illegality continue left, right, and center, so that who knows, maybe the whole implosion can actually happen faster than we are all envisaging or expecting. Because you can't continue like this. No, you can't. Something has to give. Something will give. A lady made a video. This was in Sokoto. Complaining about the situation. How things are tough. Things are hard. People are finding it difficult to feed. All this stuff. And yeah. She didn't even say anything bad. Guess what? The governor of Sokoto State ordered that she should be arrested, and she's been arrested. Sokoto State is one of the poorest states in Nigeria. Sokoto, where you have the Sultan, their governor, oh my God, is one of the useless human beings that you can see. After Wike's boyfriend, what's his name again? He's now a senator. I don't know, I just forgot his name right now. So Wike's former girlfriend or boyfriend, you would say. Tambua. Yes, I just remembered now. Tambua. The guy that succeeded him is the worst human being, the worst public health servant, the worst governor you can actually see. There are worse governors in Nigeria, but this one, he actually owned the first place. He owned the first place in the worst kind of human being you can see. You have a state with the highest number of the poorest people in northern part of Nigeria. Zamfara is even better than the Sokoto State when it comes to fiscal responsibility. The guy may come up and say, oh, they are budgeting 4 billion for electricity. I say, what does that even mean? 7 billion naira for recharge cards. Like, what? 15 billion naira for food. You want to share food. I mean, I usually come across his videos and all that, and I'm like, how can this one be a governor of a state? Or he's their governor? You know, and I'm not making those things up. You need to go and read him. You need to go and look for his name and search for some of this video. He speaks most of the time in Hausa, doesn't speak English. But he's their governor, is APC, Ebekebe. So this lady is now, this lady has now been arrested after this video.
Ahmad Ali, a matsayinka na mai hankali, a matsayinka na mai ilimi, a matsayinka na shugaban da Allah ya dora wa shugabanci, a matsayinka na uba, musulmi kake, ka san gaskiya. A matsayinka na namiji, ya za ka ji a ce wani ya tsallako cikin gidanka, cikin ɗakinka, ya kwanta da matarka ta sunna a gabanka, kai ma da zuciya a ƙirjinka, ya za ka ji? Ya za ka ji a matsayinka na uba, namiji ya tsallako a gabanka ya kwanta da ‘yarka? Shin ka taɓa kwatanta irin abin da waɗannan bayan Allah suke ji? A ce a kan abin da yake faruwa a ƙauyukun nan babu wani naka da ya taɓa zuwa ya yi musu jaje. Sabon birnin Gobir ƙaramar hukuma ce a local government Wurno, babu wanda bai san da zamanta ba, domin kuwa sabon birnin daji ko sorry babu wanda bai san da zamanta ba, domin kuwa an kawo akwatin zaɓe kuma an yi zaɓe a mazaɓar. An yi zaɓe a mazaɓar. Wallahi tallahi billahi lazi la ilaha illa huwa, da a ce ina ɗaya daga cikin matasan da ke mulkin wannan ƙauyen a duk lokacin da hakan ta faru Sokoto zan shiga in je mene, akwai gidaje guda 500 da ake da su a Sokoto ana rarraba ma'aikata, akwai waɗanda babu kowa a cikin. Allah ku je ku balla su ku zauna, idan aka gaji da ku a baku masauki. Yan gudun hijira ga su nan suna yawo a Sokoto state, kun sani idan na ƙauye ba su san hanyar shiga birni ba, su waɗanda suka yi kasa da shigar an sani ga su can karfe 11. Saboda haka kalubale ne a gare mu mata. A duk lokacin da aka ce wani abu na ci gaba ya fito, to yana da kyau a matsayinki na uwa mace ki tsayin daka domin ki ga ke ma danki ya taka wannan matsayin. Dukkan abin da kike gani yana mutum kike gani, wani in kin ganshi kin tabbatar da baki isa ki tunkare shi ba, wani ma in kika ganshi tsoro yake ba, ki gani kike kamar daga wata duniya zo ba da wadda kuke ba. Wallahi a duniyar da kuke anan yake rayuwa, kawai tsabar ilimi ce da tsayin daka ya nema. To maganar ilimi shi ma akan ƴaƴanku, wallahi tallahi ku dage ku hana ma idon ku bacci, na rantsa da Allah ku ba ƴaƴanku ilimi. Ilimi shine gishirin daɗin zaman duniya. Ɗaya tak a ƙauye wallahi za a taru a bashi ilimi ya ceci ƙauyen baki ɗaya, kuma sanadiyyar shi wallahi dubbannan mutane sai su tsira. In ce mutum ɗaya ne ake yi sanata a state, mutum ɗaya ne gwamna a state, to mutum ɗayan nan boko yayi. Babu jahili a siyasa, babu jahili a sarki, babu jahili a kasuwanci. Ilimi shine babban gishirin daɗin zaman duniya. Maganar 'yancin kai kuma duk mutum.
Yeah. People are suffering. Terrorists have taken over almost the entire state. People are suffering, not just food, though. They are suffering in the hands of different kind of terrorists in Sokoto states. So she was saying something like, how would any of you feel if some people just come into your house, right, to force themselves on your children, on your daughter, on your wives, and rape them? And then nothing happens. Nothing will happen. And what kind of life is this? Where do they even have leaders? Do they have any governors? Any governor? Out of frustration of what they are facing, Papa, it is more than just no food, no food, no food. It's worse in Sokoto. But they've arrested her for making that video. Yeah, that's what they do in Nigeria. Human rights abuses is just a normal thing in that place. It is so normal that when they abuse you, and then they turn around to say, you should apologize to them, or they kind of turn out to kind of become people try to be like a benevolent or like good. They expect you to share them on like when Tifnubu kidnapped those children. Yeah. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. You have the UK Foreign Office in Nigeria. You have what do you call it? The American interest in that place. But they see all these things, but they don't care. They don't care. They won't even make any statement about them. They won't. It's unfortunate, Rob. So lastly, this is just like a feedback, okay? A week ago or 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, I'm so terrible with time, right? So about 2 weeks ago, we had a lady on this platform. Yeah, Dedeke. A lady that survived the human trafficking experience. And then she decided to tell her story, raise awareness, and pass it on to especially the young girls in secondary schools. She wrote a book, My Journey. Look me like My Journey. And we gave her a very, very big support on this platform. And we told her that rather than sell the book, which she personally said she wasn't going to sell. So we encouraged her to please give the book to secondary school children that needs to know or learn that if you want to travel out of Nigeria, do it the right way. Don't get trafficked. And you know something? In one of the outlets, she's been going everywhere now, just distributing the book for free and giving them to school children, male, female, because they do the traffic male children too, boys. It's not only girls that they are trafficking. So she went to my alma mater and they sent me some clip, right? She went to Odogbolu Grammar School where she spoke to these students and then gave them copies of this book. So I'm going to take us there to see that, okay? Quickly. First one.
Hallelujah.
On behalf of my mentor, Mr. Maiyegun, First of all, I would like to tell you the meaning of human trafficking. Human trafficking can be defined as a modern day slavery and involve the use of force of labor, abuse, or commercial sex, use of making profit.
So the reason why I have to give you that feedback is they went to several other schools too, okay? But because of our time, I just have to share that one. And okay, I'm going to share the completion of what she said. She's telling them there. It's also a thank you, sort of a clip to all of us on this platform, okay? So that was the school anthem that we changed the school. Those of you who went to Okoke Hill, the Grammar School, from 1957 to 1998, you probably sang a different school anthem. So we had another one from that, I think 1998 to year 2000. Praise ye the Lord, grammarian. Praise ye the Lord, grammarian. Yeah. Anyway, here is our message to the students before giving them the books.
My name is Lasident. I'm the director of Foundation Platform Against Implementation and It's a group of return migrants where we take awareness and sensitize the youth about dangers of regular migration and because I'm a victim and also a survivor of my So after my return, I set up this NGO to talk to students like me about the dangers of being a victim of what is the glory? I was ready to come up right now. I was writing a book about my medical story, being a victim, which is called Politico, my journey, and which is presented to the Grammar School today. And on behalf of my mentor, Mr. Maiyegun, first of all, I would like to tell you the meaning of human trafficking. Human trafficking can be defined as a modern day slavery and involve the use of force of labor, abuse, or commercial sex. Human trafficking is the act of the use of force of labor or human beings for the purpose of making profit, for the purpose of using them for sex labor or abuse of force. Okay, what are the we have three elements of human trafficking. We have the act, we have the purpose, and we have the act, we have the purpose, and we have the means, and we have the act. Okay, what do we mean by the means? The means is the means of the abuse of power on human beings, or especially our girl child of nowadays in the society. Okay, when we talk about the act, we have to the transportation. The means on even people are being or even for people are being traveled irregularly on the aspect of human rights and organization, which means traveling through roads to desert to Libya, which I've not experienced before. And when we talk about the purpose, what are the purpose of human trafficking? What are the purpose of in which these traffickers are being the abuse of labor, the abuse of the force of labor on the society, especially on the girl child of nowadays, which is the purpose is slavery, sex, organ harvesting. Okay, let me just use my own case study as a scenario for you. When I first out from secondary school, which is 2013, in Referendum High School in Charade, I went to National University in Nigeria. I could not be able to discover this is my studies, and a friend, my mother and my mommy's friend, told me about coming to. I looked on social media, which social media are one of the acts that one of the effects of human trafficking, one of the means passing a wrong message to the youth of nowadays, which is Facebook. I looked on Facebook and told me how to come back. I accepted the offer because that is the only thing that can solve my business. After I accepted the offer, I came back to work for myself and I went to go to Nigeria. Let me just find out. There's the one program.
Here you get. So that was the school that radicalized me, right? So let me tell you a story, a quick one. I happen to be one of the most brilliant students in that place. I was like very, very good. and maybe one of the poorest. Okay. So somehow I had a very good prospect, among this, among the students, that teachers will be like, this one is going to be it's going to turn out very good. Sure, you get, teachers who would know that the way you are going, you are supposed to end up in science class. You are so brilliant. You are, yeah. Then I got to GSS 3. So I had this friend who was supposed to be like a year ahead of me. It was supposed to be like, when I was in GSS 2, it was in GSS 3. So when I got promoted to GSS 3, it was supposed to have sat for as a junior WAEC. Okay, I got promoted to SS1, but I didn't know that he actually failed his WAEC. So because he failed, he stopped going to school. And me, I just got promoted to GS3. And it was like my mentor too. It was my friend. I really liked him. So he now told me that in GS3, you don't have to go to school because your examination is not going to be set by the school, but it was going to be set by WAEC. So it's called the junior WAEC. So because of that, first time, second time, I didn't go to school in GS3. Like, I'm always like out there playing football. I will leave the house. So me and him would meet somewhere. We'll be playing football. Imagine just two people playing football from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. We'll just be playing face me and face you, like kicking the ball to each other all day. Then when we are done, we'll pack our bag and then we'll go back home. I didn't know that he failed. Here you get. So it was time for us to register for junior WAEC. And in my school, they were wondering, where is this boy? Why is he not coming to school? I would see some of my schoolmates, my classmates, whenever they are like coming back from school, some of them will be like, come to my house and be, why did you not come to school? I will hide them from my mom because my mom must never know that I didn't go to school. So to me, I was like, no, just give me your school notes. I will collect the notes, their notes, okay? I'll borrow their notes over the weekend. I will go and write everything because I was really good. So say, you need to come. We are doing registration tomorrow. We are doing the WAEC registration tomorrow. It's supposed to be, So I went. Luckily, I got registered for junior WAEC. Then I stopped going again. They said I don't have to come to school. Forget it. I will just read. It was when it was time for us to go and sit for the junior WAEC, that I discovered that MK actually failed. We call him MK. His name is Mukaila. So it's like, he failed. What am I going to do? WAEC was going to start maybe like in 2-3 days. I'm done. But because I was really, really good, so I was able to kind of like cram here and there. So it was time for the result to come out. That's how I ended up in art class. I was supposed to be, I was so good. I actually remember that I was so good that I should have ended up in a science class. But God knows best. No, I did know best. So I just sat. I didn't read for the WAEC. I sat. I passed. I think I got about 6 or 7 credits. I failed maths. I failed biology. I failed all the science one that could get me into science class. So eventually, my name came out. I was posted to the art class. Maybe I should have learned my lesson. Also, but having escaped that, I started going to school properly. Like I was going to school. I was competing with, except for mathematics, I was competing with other students from science class because there's something called the general marking. Here you get, first time, you get to know if you are like first, second, third in your class. Here you get. But when it is a third term, it's like general marking. So you may be first, second in your own class. By the time they do the general marking, general whatever, right? You may actually be like 18, 20. All those gurus were in science class and commercial class. So I was competing. I was always like, I'm talking about combined classes of students of about 180 or 200 students. So like we are so many. So I was still being 1 to maybe 1 to 20. There are gurus, so I don't go lie, they were really these bookworms, right? Those ones where they come from Abuja, from Lagos, where they say na private school they go. But because their papa, their mama, they were trained in Odogulu Grammar School. So they wanted their children to come and school there. But they went to all these fancy, private schools, in their primary schools, right? Okay, I was doing fine. I was the #1 student in government in the entire school then. I was #1. Government, when my marks comes out, I'm always like, you know. Then we go to SS2. It was time for us to start preparing for SS3. And we have a WAEC. So the thing enter me again. I won't forget that day. When I got my report card, promoted to SS3. And I was this tiny, diminutive young boy. When I look at my picture, I'm like, I was so tiny. Oh. Here you get. There was no way I could be a senior to some of these people who are like junior students. If I'm not with my own friends, right? There's no way I could command them and say, hey, you come here, kneel down. Because it was like I was looking forward to being a senior. So, long story short, I don't know. When I got the report card, promoted to SS3, I started looking for all this, the most, I don't know how to describe them. You know, these teachers who are like so, I don't want to say wicked. You know, these teachers that were like extra. Those ones that can beat anything and anyone. Like, sure you get. One of them was Mr. Alimi. He's dead now. So Mr. Alimi was our other maths teacher and mathematics teacher. So I wasn't then economics teacher. So I wasn't taking further math. So I was taking economics and mathematics. But this man not do me anything. No. I was looking for him all over the school. So finally, when I found him, I just went on. I was like, hey, Mr. Alimi. I said, yes. What, can I help you? I said, look at me very well. Look at my face very well. The last time you will ever beat me is today, which you are not going to touch me anyway. When I resume next year in SS3, they don't want your papa well to touch me. I swear, the man was looking at me like, you know, what happened? I just walked away like that. And true to it, I said, I actually, not just him, I said, no teacher, not even principal will touch me in this school anymore. Because I felt like they were not treating us as senior. Because, you know, when I entered that school, right, our own seniors, they were like auntie. I'm talking about SS3, SS2, they are like that. But if they are like, those also were like a female, they are like auntie like housewives, like, you know, busty, with big yansh. All these ones who are like seniors, who are like males, they are like, here you get. So, but by the time it got to our turn, we're still so tiny, janjala like that. Only a few people have this massive muscle and all that. So because of that, I felt like the teachers were still riding us. They were supposed to respect us. Nobody's supposed to beat senior. Or this one will send us, so they will say we should kneel down. Why would you tell senior person to kneel down? You tell a senior to kneel down. We are necessary for goodness sake. Raise up your hand and close your eyes. Why? So I became a rebel. I'm telling you my life story. I became a rebel. A rebel that almost all the teachers knew me. Sure you get. I should kneel down. I should kneel down. All of you, stand up because you didn't buy this particular book. I'm giving you 6. 6 what? 6. I will just work out come out. that same thing that entered, or differently, the one that entered me in GS3 entered me in SS3. But I still did well, even though I think I also failed maths. No, I didn't fail. I think I had a pass in maths. I had a one in English. I've always been, me, I read a lot. So I had a one in English, I remember. To the point that I couldn't really gain admission into university. The first year, I couldn't. Because I wasn't serious. I was always like, from there I just felt like I don't think I need to even go to university. I don't want to go to, I was really, really a radical person, seriously. But today I look back and I give glory to, I turned out well. I did. And that is why I do not take education for granted. I do my best to support everyone that is a student or students. In Yoruba Union, when we decided to spend almost 10 million naira helping so many Yoruba students in Yoruba land, it was something I was so happy to do. I mean, the moment the unionist brought the idea, I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I love it. Here you get. I was a very radical person growing up. Guess what? I was just 17. 17-year-old boy. I wouldn't want any of my own children to be like me in that regard. Or no. I wouldn't want any of them to be. But life goes on, as they say, right? Double FF, no joke. But I didn't get F9. No, I didn't get any F9. I was so radical that I was choosing which subject to go and sit for in WAEC. Can you imagine? I registered for 9 subjects, I think. I think it was about 10 subjects we registered for. I didn't go for about 4 of them. Imagine, I was like, no, I don't want that. I'm not going, Joe. That was how my life was. I was always so independent-minded for so many wrong reasons. Some of them, when I look back, I'm like, try. You should have done better, you this boy. My grandfather was so disappointed in me that he said I should go and learn mechanic. I was like, no. Because I was such a very brilliant young boy. I was so brilliant that people were like, Papa, I got scholarship throughout my primary school. No joke. I was such a brilliant boy. Then my grandfather was like so disappointed when I didn't come back home with a parallel. I said, about a parallel, I don't want it, But life goes on. So yeah, if you have a chance of supporting people, right, in education and all that, that's the best you can give to them. And if you come across my video as a young person and you have people paying for your education, please don't take it for granted, okay? I mean, today I will look back and I'll be like, I should have done better, right? So finally, we are going to take calls. Yeah, I know. So we have next hour now to take a course because we started so terribly bad, okay? But I just want to say to you again, to everybody who has checked out the sponsor of our phone-in segments, right? Please, all right? I have told you again and again, okay? You might have come across adverts like this, either online or offline, right? It is a business opportunity that is called digital marketing, so to say. But the difference is that you are not selling for anybody. So that you say, okay, you need to hire this one. And the more you sell, the other people become, no, this is not about that, okay? This is a business opportunity where you will be trained, right, on digital marketing, so to say. And at the same time, you will own your own business. So if you are looking for an extra income on the side, right, or you are trying to look for your own financial freedom, job security, be your own boss and all that stuff, right? Check this out. I have reported that a lot of you have actually checked them out. Like I told you, if you signed up and you feel like you do not have all the time or you don't think this is for you, you can easily cancel it and get your money back. You need $149 to sign up at first. And then you'll be sent all the materials you need to have, okay? And if you feel like, well, I've been looking for an opportunity like this, then you can indeed right? Invested more in it, and whatever you invest is actually yours. You are not buying or selling for anybody. Like some people say, it's not a pyramid scheme. You are not giving your money to somebody to go and double the money for you. So this is just like me, Maiyegun, opening a shop and say, okay, I am selling this equipment, I'm selling this other equipment, and I want people to know I'm selling this and all that, okay? Whatever you buy from here, you are likely going to use it yourself, all right? And it comes with its own add-on points and all that, okay? I do not have the clearance to tell you all of it. You need to find out yourself. You need to check it yourself. And the moment you feel like, no, this is not for me, just cancel it. Get your money back. Do so within the first 30 days. No more. Anything a day after 30 days, you won't get your money back. Okay? But please, if you are interested in trying something new, exploring other opportunities, that may be an opportunity you have been looking for as well. Okay? All you have to do is, for example, scan this barcode on your screen. Okay? Scan that and then give it a follow-up. I wish you all the best. I'm going to be back in a minute or two. Okay? And we will take calls after that. And good news, we have crossed the 100,000 mark. How amazing is that? Let me see if I can put that on the screen. Thank you so much. I don't know who is the 100,000 person, right? But if that person is you, let me see, Maiyegun's Diary Politico, right? So we have now crossed 100,000 subscribers. Let's keep it going. Now I am going to go and work on getting us more subscribers. And like I have been advised, so where is that again? Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Right. Let me put it on your screen. See, 100,000. It's amazing, isn't it? Where is that? See, 100,000 subscribers is quite a milestone. And thank you so much to all of you, the dear Templars. Okay, we have done it. But don't let us stop at that. If you haven't really subscribed onto my channel, please do so. Also, if you haven't subscribed onto Maiyegun's Diary, Maiyegun's Diary Premium, please do that too. That is our own standing, what do you call it, channel. Okay, I will be back in a minute or two. Thank you. And then welcome back. So I have here my first caller. I believe that's Jefferson. Is that you?
Oh, that's me. How are you doing today?
I am very well, Baba. How are you?
Well, I'm very, very good. How are you doing?
Well, very well, oh. Thanks so much for asking. And here we are. We had a rough start, though. But yeah, we finally kind of.
We were telling you guys to check your audio. You were just talking
because I thought
until you.
Everything should just be like all brilliant. Not, I mean, I didn't know that it's actually a miss. But yeah, I'll be more careful next time. Very much careful.
Yeah, no problem. It's one of those things.
I know.
Yeah, so I'm actually calling regarding the title of the program today, the new 47th guy, powerful guy in the world.
Trump, you Americans,
I'm telling
you
you.
probably should save us all your stuff, because America, the way Americans living in America will see it is different from all of us from outside. So I addressed it from outside.
Oh yes.
So it's a different
You see, let me
ballgame to
just
all of
start.
us
Let
there.
us start from. Let me start from memory lane.
Right.
Most of us, before we came over to the US, right, we had the Obama. Therefore, we as black people, we enjoyed Obama. We celebrate. Wait now, we celebrated him as a great guy and all of that, and he was the first African president. There was nothing wrong with that. Good and all of that. Then, of course, within our Nigerian space, we're minding our own business, and all of a sudden, because of the democratic propaganda they were doing at the time, Obama went and attacked Libya through Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, blah, 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 all those things. And then the whole thing now trickled down to us in Nigeria under Jonathan's time. And they told Jonathan, you need to do this. Then Boko Haram came up, Chibok girls, propaganda everywhere. And then the APC was formed, and they used that as a means to take over power.
Yes, no.
And that was the beginning of our problem. And so when they were doing all of that, then in celebrating Buhari's win then John Kerry came to Nigeria and went with the northern leaders.
Yes.
Only God knows what they were doing, but I knew it was not normal. It was not normal because money exchanged hand. And the way our leaders, the political leaders then were coming to the White House before on the 2016 US presidential, I knew something was not adding up. Assuming the election went according to the wish, that Hillary Clinton could have caused more problem for us. God brought this man in. I will say that, but people will not agree. And why did God bring him? God brought him to stop bringing problem to us in Nigeria. How? Because the time was coming. Of course, all them Buhari and Co cannot just come to the White House and talk because the guy will not listen to him. He's not going to definitely listen to him.
He wants to exploit them, which he did.
Yes.
That time when Boko Haram came to America with $500 million to buy Tucano jet, Trump grabbed it. He grabbed the money. Then he called him lifeless. Remember, I called him the lifeless. He was the one who said that he must never bring this lifeless man to his office again. After collecting $480 million from him.
Exactly. So you understand. So all those things were happening. Then, of course, the drama within the US happened again. And, of course, the guy went out. He has his own issues, right? So he went out. And, of course, Biden came in. Of course, we all know the story. And, of course, during the Biden's 4 years, yes, he might have done some good things, but the guy was also having some health issues. And they were for the establishment. And these people had a terrible agenda. They had an agenda coming up that most of us are not seeing. They didn't know what is coming. So now, and because they didn't see what was coming, they didn't know that if this guy had come in like this, for the second time through this woman, it could have been a disaster for us. Because, of course, this our guy here, Tinubu, has obviously been communicating. So as Trump has won now, it has scattered the plans again. for future plans for Nigeria, whatever they want to do, the Nigerian government want to do with US in our country, because those people, once those people enter, they can now do whatever they like to do.
At least all of those that Blinken planted across West Africa and all these places, for now they all have to first go back to confirm at least they will need to go back to the Washington to confirm their status before they can continue anything, Abi?
Yes, they will scatter everything. And unfortunately, yeah, it could have been a good thing that a black woman had become the leader. But guess what? The American people within America spoke. They looked at the whole thing. They were pushing the narrative of, oh, I'm a black woman. But the American people, most American people are not, black Americans were not pushing it anymore. Even though Obama was trying to help. To market her, but they were not buying it anymore because the people were saying things. Look, inflation was high, so many things went wrong. Even amongst themselves, there are so many issues. But the problem is most of them don't want to understand. They want to do what is in their wish. Assuming this woman are coming now, all those LGBTQ and all those other big stuff, they will be the front burner. In fact, real front burner, but now that it's coming in, it's not as if they might not do their stuff, but it is not going to get as more prominence as it is today. But it's just a sad reality. It is a sad reality. But the bottom line is that
it's like
this guy coming in
experience for a lot of people.
Yes.
One thing I also admire from far, or I observe from far, is the fact that when people say he's anti-immigrants, and I'm like, I think he's anti-illegal immigrants. So if you see, there are Nigerians who are in America today. A lot of you went through a lot to actually become citizens or green card holders. It didn't come to you cheap. It didn't come to you easy. Meanwhile, there are others who can just walk through the border and just come in and, So if somebody is saying, I am anti-illegal immigrants, why do you have to make it look like it's anti-immigrant when everybody is immigrants almost everybody is immigrants in America, but people actually do it the right way to remain legal.
And truly, a lot of illegal people have been entering the country. Even down there, a lot of illegal people have been entering the country. Why some of
who makes it an issue in this election as well, Abi?
Exactly, it's a big issue. And then drugs and so many things have been going on wrong because unfortunately the Democrats just allow things to happen the way they like. They just allow anything goes. And the funny thing, they have been lying consistently. They have even been lying to the American people. Lying. If you go and check commentaries from concerned Americans online, you'll find out that this woman has been a chronic liar.
They've actually scared a lot of you as well. They scared a lot of you from saying you will vote for Trump, because I think that also played out. Many people that voted, they publicly said they won't, because they believe that they will be crucified if they say it publicly that they will.
Exactly. A lot of yes.
So I think that also played out as well.
Look, let me even tell you how he won.
Right.
It was the black voters. Some black women, black men, they later realize that, man, they cannot buy this anymore. If our fellow black men who are in Democrats cannot give us what we want, why waste my energy with them? Why not just go for a white person who we know he's blunt, but we still do what he needs to do? That is what was used. And guess what? Let me even shock you again. Even Islamic people, even people that are Muslims, they voted for this man. They voted.
Latinos, all these people, they believe he hates them.
They did, yes. And it's because of the narrative. Assuming this woman did not have any narrative and she was being consistent and straightforward, she could have obviously won the election. But it is what it is. At least next time, if they want to do something, they need to be transparent about the whole process and know how to win people properly, not by all this crookish method. But my own happiness is that at least Nigeria government go hear me. That is my own. Nigeria government go hear me under this.
Some people are waiting they are waiting for a possibility, which I am not banking on. Okay, David Udenyi, for example, said that there is an FOIA a FOAI or something request that all this redacted file of Tifnumbu that Joe Biden and co they did to make sure that it was redacted. They didn't release his name in this FBI file. That maybe with Trump, he will release them in detail, including the names of others from that Nigeria too.
Yes.
I was like, okay,
yes.
I'm not banking on it, but that will be fun to see.
No, it's going to happen.
Right. Jefferson, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
Take
thank you.
One, okay?
Thank you very much.
You have a good one yourself. Yeah. So like I said, right, if you are living in America and you are living outside America, this whole thing will mean differently to you. For example, if you are living outside America and you have intention of going to America, you can easily be deceived that Trump doesn't want you, even though, right, American policy, even this current one today, is against you from coming to America. Okay, it doesn't mean that Joe Biden and his guys, they are now dishing out visas to everybody. Oh yeah, take visa, take green card. No, America is always America, and it is even more stricter now than ever. So, and it doesn't mean that if Trump comes there, it's going to become probably like what it has never been before. It's always America. It's always an opportunity to exploit Abi and then protect what is believed to be the interest of America. But for those who are inside America, what they are more interested about is, you know, the expensive groceries, which today they claim is, you know, out of the roof, so to say. The security from from the borders, which is something too, right? But the cost of living crisis, jobs, these are personal things to them, more than that is the economy, the border, what do you call it? Yeah, those are the most important thing to them. While others are more like about Trump. So, and then I saw where the Americans were like, we are not voting for a saint. We are voting for a man and his policy. Here you get his policies is why we are voting for him, not because he's Pope John Paul or something. While the Democrats continue to call him Hitler, they call his supporters garbage. Like Clinton called them the basket of deplorables the last time, right? So they are more interested in what are you going to do to change our situation. Even where Kamala was telling them what she was going to do, some of them are not convinced because according to them, you've had 4 years to do all these things. And in the last 3.5 years, you have stood by Joe Biden to say everything Joe Biden did, you did them. I mean, all of you did them together. So both of you did them together. So why didn't you do all these things you are saying in the last 3.5 years? So to Americans, this is how their conversations, when I read some of their conversations. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun Baba.
Sir Theophilus. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking. And you and your family?
We are very good, sir. And thanks for asking, too. Trump, you.
My brother, there's new sheriff in town.
Tell me about it. You are a law enforcement officer yourself. So they said that probably it is the back, rule of law back or something like that. Somebody was saying something like that. How are you, Sudo?
Yeah. Well, everybody is happy. We are all happy, except those Nigerians that left Nigeria and Nigeria did not leave them.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Tell us
now, could you believe that some Nigerians here, they were even fighting people like us that were, campaigning for Trump and campaigning for change from all this demoniac government. I don't know. Like I said, they left Nigeria, but Nigeria did not leave them. So they keep fighting people like us, and I was telling them, you guys should open your ears and your eyes. You've been in this country for a while, but it seems you don't even know what is going on. It seems you don't even want to know. Yeah, people will be saying, oh, he has said, by the time he comes in, he's going to send all the black old Nigerians back to their country. I'm like, are you crazy? Are you guys crazy? He cannot do such a thing. This guy was there for 4 years.
He didn't do that.
He didn't do that. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't send nobody back. Then why will he just be using, why will you guys be using that gimmicks to not tell people that, oh, if Trump comes in, or you know, somebody sent a kind of something to one of the platform, one of this WhatsApp platform.
Right.
He sent it in Yoruba. He was saying all those things. Man, I was so mad. And I replied in Yoruba with voicemail. Could you believe that about 5 of my officers called me? Sarge, we have never seen you this way before, but you are saying the truth. I said, well, I have to say it. I have to say it the way it is, because I mean, we've been in this country for a while. We've seen a lot of things going on, and we know even things that we don't believe. Back in those days, when we are in Nigeria, they'll be telling us this, that, about America. But when we got here, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. Even Obama, they are talking about. Obama deported during the Obama time. My brother, Obama deported a lot of people. People face to realize that people doesn't know. And this guy, man, people will see a lot of changes. Could you believe that people from Canada, they are calling us here to say that, please, we are begging you, do not let Kamala come in. Please let Trump win. Because even in Canada, they are suffering. Because the type of government there is like this democratic of a team. These people doesn't have anything to offer. It's just like I was asking, I told one guy, I said, look, you are talking about America. You're talking about Trump. You are just, why don't you talk about your country? Why don't you talk about your Bibilokon guy? Didn't he promise you heaven and hell when he was coming? Now, are you seeing the chege going on in your country? Why are you taking Panadol for somebody's headache? Leave us, we are in America. Forget about, let us put in who we want. Let us vote.
Face your
face your own warrant. If we are saying Trump is going to send everybody back, okay, if your country, where we are coming from, if it is good and better, who is coming to America?
Like, why are we afraid to go back?
To go back. They don't pick dollars in the street of America.
No.
You have to work and get your money. You have to work and get your money. Maiyegun, for your ears, I just get my home last week.
Oh yeah.
Just last week, I got my home.
Wow.
And
congratulations.
It's thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. Now, I was telling somebody that if it were to be Nigeria, if I'm still in Nigeria, I won't be able to get what I get last week. Because, I mean, if you don't belong, I use as an example to other people. Nigeria, where I was born and bred and brought up, I tried to get into Defense Academy, all because I don't know people up there. I passed the exam, I passed the interview, because I don't have somebody to sign, to authenticate that paper for me. I couldn't get into Defense Academy.
Wow.
But here, Maiyegun, I started with TDC.
It is not always about the color, this or that. I mean,
it's not about the color.
Understand that too, right? Like you said, it's different when you are inside, and then for those who are outside, and the media didn't even help at all. It became so
at all. At all. Here, I get everything that I deserve. I don't have to know nobody. I don't have to bribe nobody. I don't have to get somebody to sign for me. I'm my supervisor. And for the past, your work ethics will speak for you here. For the past 3-4 years, they've been
meritocracy in place of
meritocracy
and all that.
They've been telling me everybody will be, all my bosses will be coming here. Oh, we need O because they couldn't call my name. We need O. We want him here. By now it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that. That is where things are working. But in Nigeria, you have to know this, you have to know that, you have to be son of somebody, you have to belong to this Christian, this religion of a thing. But over here, no, you don't need all those that shit.
And most importantly as well, there is limits to what even Trump can do or President of America can really do. Most of you are governed by the laws of your states in different ways.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
If Trump wants to move mad, there are some of you protected by your state anyway, so he can't do anything.
Exactly. He cannot even do that. There are some things he cannot do.
There are so many things he cannot really do. And now
he cannot just come there because I'm president. I want to do this. I want to do that. Hell no.
It doesn't work like that in America. No.
Maiyegun, let me shock you. Do you believe that people are saying if I didn't believe Trump is there, this Ukraine and Russia war could not have happened?
Well, I do believe that one.
No, I don't bang on it, but I believe it because he has a way to meddle into things. He has a way to talk to people. You know, this guy doesn't want war.
Exactly. So that's one thing that's one thing because Esa, I was talking to a friend, right, about this today, and I said, I don't know what you've read about Ukraine, Russia, but like the people of Eastern Nigeria, okay, who have said that they want to leave, they don't want to be part of Nigeria, and Nigeria decided to militarize the region. A lot of people have disappeared. People have been killed in Eastern Nigeria and being covered up. I said that's the same story of these people of Donbass in Ukraine. Yes, they are part of Ukraine, but they do also speak Russian. Most of them are like native Russians themselves, right? That when they were claiming that they want to separate from Ukraine, Ukrainian authority actually moved their weapons, everything, military, everything to go and crush them. I'm talking about houses were kind of blown up and all that. Until the people started screaming, calling on Russia to come and save them. That it got to a stage that in 2012, Ukraine and Russia were about to sign a deal. And that deal was that Donbass area will become autonomous region. Here you get. They will not be, they will not be controlled fully by Ukraine anymore. They will have their own side. But Boris Johnson, Joe Biden, they all moved and told Zelensky not to sign. Don't sign it. Don't sign it. We will push Russia back. Today now, more than 70% young able-bodied men in Ukraine have been killed for this war.
They've been killed.
And they could have been prevented totally.
Yeah.
But a lot of people didn't read that. Here you get your American media continue to make it look like Russia, Putin invaded Ukraine. That's the story. But that's not the whole story.
At all. That's not the whole story. That's not the whole story.
Let me take another one, sir. Okay.
Maiyegun, thank you.
If you listen to the talking point of a lot of people, you can tell what and what or where are they getting their information from. The same mainstream media of America. Horrible.
God bless you.
Amen.
And bless your family.
And you too.
Thank you very much.
God bless you too. Thank you so much. So I have another caller. You see, we have different kind of views about this, especially if you are following the global politics. Here you get now. There are those who believes that Donald Trump is a liar. Donald Trump is a racist. Donald Trump hates blacks. There are so many things they've called him. But when you listen carefully, right, if you kind of like listen carefully to some of these talking points, right, you will realize that some of them are just repeating what some of these liberal media have said, CNN, MSNBC, and so many others like never Trumpers. Here you get. So, but if you take your time to actually listen to the guy himself, you are likely going to, you may not like him or you may still never like him the way he talks. So, but if you actually listen to him, what he said himself, not what they said he said, right? You are going to possibly like be disappointed that you have only been repeating what these guys want you to be repeating. Again, this is from somebody from outside, okay? And the way I see him. But those who are from inside, like I said, if you don't like Trump or you like Trump, whatever your position is legit. To me, it's legit. Because now on the inside there, now on the wrong on accept there. But from somebody who is from outside, watching from outside, trying to be as as open-minded as possible, you realize that the people that are calling him liars, those who are calling him a liar, they are the worst liars you can come across. They are the worst gaslighters. In fact, they are projectors. They will project what they are doing. They project it onto him. And because it is Trump and never Trump, you know, all those ones they call the orange man bad. Trump is bad. He's bad. Here you get. There's nothing you can say. Here is emoji. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. MOG. How are you, sir?
Fine. No, I bet make we leave America. I don't tell people say.
You know what people platform now. Once they pick up on something, I said a lot of things tonight. But once they pick on one, now so everybody go to react to. So what can we say? I can't control what people have to say. So here's your own shot. Go for it.
There's one platform I was in, you know. So this WhatsApp group.
Right.
Everybody were congratulating Trump. You know, I said okay, but there's something I always say since David Udeni said that thing never go away from my mind. He say everybody will be Africa. Make sure you get one place will be Africa. Call it your home because it get why. These guys are taking back their country. We are here talking about blah, 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 blah. They are taking back. You see what is happening in London, France, Germany. For the first time, Germany raided a mosque. So this is what the people want for them, for themselves, to their country to work. So we have to make our place work. But let me just forget about them because this is Trump is the reality. You know, he's the reality. Forget about whatever people are talking. You can see the damages these guys caused in the world. All these Gabriel something, children identify themselves as cats. People identify their men carrying baby, carrying belly. All these things, you know. Trump will stop all those nonsense. So forget about that. But I just want to say my mind on something about this Lagbaja of 18. If I'm going somewhere, because this is just my mind. We Nnamdi Kanu used to tell us that we have to be critical thinkers. We have to think before so much. Look at things the way it is. Remember last time they said there's a rumor of military coup in Nigeria. The army came out and said, no, nothing is happening. He saw them driving to two army vehicles, went to Aso Rock to meet with Tinubu that time, blah, blah. Nothing happened. No, they started covering it up. Lies. So if Nigeria is a place, this death of this man, they should investigate the death of this man. 3 weeks ago, they said this man is dead. They came out and said, no, he's not dead. Though he spoke with Tinubu.
The person who took him wanted.
Yeah, he spoke with Tinubu, and this man now that is now the acting, which he never done in anywhere. Because from my own understanding, even in war front, when a soldier carrying radio message. When bullet hits him, the person following him will carry the radio message. There's nothing like acting. It continue ahead. So this one now, something is fishing there. This one now, that is the new chief of staff now. There's a lot of people that are more senior than him. They promoted him automatically and put him there. That means something is going on, still going on. And the way they did it, Bayo Nonoga is not the person that's supposed to.
We're supposed to announce about military.
Announce death of a military.
Denying that he's dead too. It's not his duty.
He's dead. You know. So all these things that are going on, they should tell us what is going on. If they want to take over Nigeria, Tinubu should allow them or resign and go. Go and enjoy. He should go and enjoy. So now based on the the Northerners shouting, I know they are planning something. But then what they are planning, let it not touch the poor people. Remember when they brought this news, nothing like Tunji anymore. We never heard about Tunji. The way Tunji was coming out in the internet talking.
The Dogo guy was arrested has been captured, but the whole thing
Not
just
Togo.
got
I said
media
2G.
blackout as well.
2G.
It's like just a flash
2G.
and nothing much.
2G.
I know yet
No,
2G.
2G itself. 2G not talk anything since Batawale, the chief of Boko Haram organizer, went to them, went to one village, and he came back after changing the ministers. We don't hear anything about 2G again. So Nigeria is in a deep shit. So we stop talking about Trump. Let's go and fix our place because this place.
Stop talking about something, okay? That's one thing.
No. I'm not forcing anybody to
tell somebody. Somebody may pick up phone now. I don't know what you want to talk about.
Understand what I'm saying. Not that I'm
exactly.
No. Just what I'm saying is that nobody should not stop. They should not stop talking about him. But yes, because we have a place that is under attack, under siege. We need to deliver. Look, you saw what happened in Erule. A driver set himself on fire with the last man. People. It's over of frustration. People are dying every day. We are here talking about people that are already good. I know that these people they have impact in our side.
I get you.
We should go our side. If to chase them out, we chase them out. If to destroy that place, we put hand and destroy that place. Because this man that is coming in now is coming for their own interests. It's going to protect their own interests. So we have to go and protect our own interests. Thank you so much, my brother.
Okay, nice one.
Yeah.
It's quite a talk, but there's something I need you to understand. All right, even though some of us who are like in the comment section, all right, easily we can say, let's talk about something else. All right, or I have spoken my own. I've shared my own views based on the description as well as the title of this broadcast, okay? But when people call in, right, I do not have control over what anybody wants to talk about. The tradition of MaiyegunSDiary Politico is that when you call in, you have a chance of expressing yourself on anything you want to talk about. Here you get now. So that's the tradition. So there's no point in saying, Maiyegun leave Trump, leave this and that. No, you do not have such a privilege, okay? What you can do is that you can pick up your phone, like Emoji just did now. He spoke more about his concern on this information about Lagbaja's death. We should be curious. I said something about, I shared an update on the beheaded farmers, right, in Niger State. I shared an update on the 100 people kidnapped in Zamfara. I've spoken about a lot of things this evening. So if people call in, you have the chance of reacting to what I have said, all right? Talking about Donald Trump and Africa, the American election is just one of many things I spoke about this evening. So if you call in and you decided to talk about Trump, I do not have the power to just say, no, don't talk about Trump, talk about this one. That's not the tradition of MaiyegunSDiary Politico, please. And if any of you feel somehow like unsettled, like if it makes you feel unsettled, right? Maybe you shouldn't listen to the phone calls, okay? I do not have control on telling what anybody should talk about. Here is Air Force One. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, Baba. Good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm very well, oh. I'm sitting here.
Yeah. Well, maybe I should start from where you stopped regarding people talking about Trump. And I think your topic today is among just to conclude the U.S. election, right? So people can talk about that. It's part of what you do. What you shared.
I know.
One of the topics you tackled. So, but see, everybody is saying Trump is this, is that, is let me just say it that way. But see, all these politicians, either Democrats or Republican, they are all the same. Now, they have their beliefs, they have their principles. We know that Republicans are conservatives. Okay, they are the one who, when Trump came the first time in 2016, all the bad scenes or bad cultures in America that has been, like subsided, buried, he awakened everything. Example of it is this KKK people, the Tech Clocks Plan, and all these KKK people that is like fraternities. Yeah, clan. Yeah, he awakened all those things. He made the white race like realize it again. Like, you guys are losing it. These people are taking over. And guess what? They all came on board. And they started doing all sorts manner of things. Now, Trump should have, for me, like I always tell people,
right?
I like Trump. Okay? But the reason why I don't like Trump 100% is because he talks too much. And that is why I personally, I do not believe everything he says.
Right.
Okay? That's number one. Then number two, another thing is this. I have a friend at work that said he was really, really mad at the initial stage of this election program. He said, and what he said to me was, like, my friend said to me that, so this country can only produce these two candidates. Initially it was Trump and Biden, right? Before Biden dropped out and Kamala take over. So he was so mad that with all these young stars in Congress, in Senate, none of them can, come and emerge.
Office, instead of all
So
these.
he was kind of
Just same way we have been talking about the ones in Nigeria too. Like, why is it all these guys? Why not something fresh?
So Baba, he was really mad. I mean, to my surprise, yesterday night, he told me he didn't vote. I was like, you did not vote? He said, not vote. So now, another thing about Americans is this, that I've studied them for a while. Once they elect a person, an individual, maybe especially presidency, and they find out that that person promised them certain things, the fellow didn't do it, they will vote you out. It's like Olegbe, that's American people for you. So when Trump, said some things during the first time he came in, and he didn't sit well with a lot of people, what happened? Democrats came in and they stole the election. So he came in now too. He stole the election. But do not be deceived. And that Trump is here to be a savior. That is my own personal opinion.
Right.
Okay. He's not coming here to just start tomorrow and say, okay, you, Ukraine, Russia, end it.
That's now
you
works. I know.
You, Israel, whatever, end it.
Fighting. No.
All these things he promised Americans about waiters. When you go to your restaurant and you buy food and you tip your waiters, all the waitress, that there won't be taxes, and there won't be tax tips. When you tip, there won't be taxes on tips, there won't be taxes on paychecks. He said all these things the first time this guy came in. I don't remember if he ever said anything about waiters though, but he already said this before. The gentleman didn't do nothing. When he was coming the first time, okay, Trump talked about how this Paula White was his spiritual leader, whatever that time, I remember. All these evangelical ministry people, they all came together praying for him. Yeah. When he ascended presidency, what did he do? Even the 10 commandments that they are all kind about, that the commandments not more in schools. What did he do about them? What did Trump do about them? All the LGBTQ people, he didn't kill them, he didn't do anything with them. See, I have studied both of them, like I said. One thing I don't like about Republicans, for my personal opinion, is that they are hypocritical in things that they do. Okay? Now, they found the guy who is dancing to their tunes, saying things that are unpopular, and they really like him. Yeah, I like him in blunt. But many things that he says, he talks a lot. He's a very lousy individual. That's my problem with
it talks. And that's one thing, I find him as like an old grandpa. Here you get. who probably will say things that if you say them 30 years ago, right? Nobody will get offended. But today, they are not always very much acceptable anymore. Sure, you get the world has changed. That's one thing I say about him. Like is so true to himself in that regard that a lot of people take offense in what he says. But some of those things he say 40 years ago, 30 years ago, nobody would care. You know.
In terms of immigration, let me tell you something.
Right.
Obama deported is the most president ever that deported people ever. But do you ever hear anybody talking about Obama? It's because this guy is just so lousy. Okay, when Trump was leaving that time, when it's obvious that he lost the election, right? The stimulus checks that were mailed out to people, guess whose name is on the stimulus check? Because initially he gave us $500. Okay, then I think Biden came in, had more money to that money, to the initial amount he promised to give Americans. Biden came in, had more money on that money, okay, and he never put his name on those stimulus checks. Now, when people are talking about economy, Maiyegun, economy has been derailed all over the world due to COVID. Now, the Biden did something about the economy that makes it what? Yes, he did. But you know, the hatred that Trump was kicked out, unable to continue the second term, they never forgive that man. On top of it, they have their own shortcomings too. Oh, Democrats have a lot of shortcomings.
This is you talking, talking now as an American in America. Sure, you know.
Yes. So they have their shortcomings.
It's always going to be different from those who are from outside America.
I know that. I know. So Democrats have their shortcomings to the extent that I was asking myself, I said, it's like, why is Democrat allowing illegal migrations? You know, like they are bombarding the borders every nook and cranny, everywhere. Now, at the 11th hour, they tried to pass a bill to that effect, and guess what happened?
What?
Trump told his surrogates in Congress, because you know they are the one controlling Congress, even though it took them more than 15 times to elect a speaker. Okay, eventually they did. They took over the Congress. They couldn't even pass that bill. They shut that bill down. The bill was introduced by Democrats. They introduced that bill. Trump told them to kill that bill, which I understand. I mean, he wants to take that bill because he knows it. I mean, there are loopholes already for him to win. In terms of Canada, America is not ready for a female president.
That's another thing.
I have had, let me tell you, I have had a lot of Americans. I asked them, hey, what do you guys think about this female president? They said they are not ready for female presidents. It's like you are talking about a gay individual who wants to be a president in America. They are not ready for that. No, they are not ready for that. So now, if Kamala is supposed to be a male,
I've missed him. I've missed my power. Anyway. Yeah, first one. See, Baba, thank you very much for waiting into all of this conversation tonight. Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thanks. All right. Have a good night.
You have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Sure. So we are nearing that time. You know, we had a very rough start this evening, and that rough start kind of made us lose about 15 minutes of our start time. So now we are 12 minutes over our time. So which means this caller is going to be my last caller this night, and I promise to make it up to you the next time. But here is the Prince Jejeman, representing
IPOB for life.
Fantastic. It is a pro-Trump, I believe.
Yes, so anyway. I am Trump.
It is Trump, a long time. It's been a long time. Prince Jejeman.
Yes, so busy. Well, at least they see they come back, can't check you. No, no best for me, I beg.
No, I did here. You don't see me, I don't go anywhere. I'm always here.
Yes, yes, Baba. Respect.
Go for it, man.
Tukano Mike at the hill.
God bless you. The prince.
Well done. Good job. Thank you for helping us to cite a lot of things happening. we can't thank you enough. You know.
You too.
Yes. Baba, I want to start it this way by congratulating you at least for making it to 100,000.
It took us 2.5 years, but we finally got there. You know,
lovely.
A lot of people need to know that I never actually paid attention to this YouTube of a thing until about 2.5 years ago. Here you get, and this was after 2021 time they shut down my Facebook, and I was like, you know what?